welcome to the spooktacular episode of
Manchildren. Yeah.
The Halloween episode. You can see we're all dressed up, full costume. Michael, who are you?
I am Finn from Adventure Time.
Finn from Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Last minute costume. All right. This right here is 2 years in the making. Just whipped it out again. I am Punisher Luigi. I think we showed a photo up there before. Michael used to be the Mario.
Yeah.
But I was like, I knew I was going to end up having to make a costume. I didn't want to have to make a costume this year. But I ended up making this costume. So which kind of brings us to Michael's costume here.
This is a towel on my head?
Yeah, these
How
are
did you make
microfiber towels. Went and got that sword. It's funny because that's the way
this
his sword
is rad.
looks. So put the little notches in it. It lights up.
Yeah.
I took the chunks out of the side, so it has those little dings in it, just like the thing.
This is alphanumeric.
Yeah, that's the catchphrase. We're trying to figure out what the catchphrase were. Michael just made it seem like he knew what it was. Alphanumeric.
Way to call me out on it.
Yeah, we got you right away. But look at Michael. So
what a loser.
There's supposed to be a really solid chin strap on that costume, first of all.
Look at that. That's solid.
Yeah, and Michael's stretching it out to the maximum.
No, this could be like Finn and
I think that's funny.
Distant Lands.
Yeah, we can never find Michael a hat.
For everyone that watches it.
Michael, that hat fits his head properly. We had to use a towel to do so from scratch.
It looks good.
Well, besides myself, Finn, Luigi, and Finn, we have a new one here. We got Mama.
Oh, Mama.
My dog Mama made her way onto the show. She's got her outfit on.
What is she?
I don't know. She got skulls all over. Yeah.
She just looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah. She's trying to get
Come
comfortable.
Come
She's
here.
gonna lay down there. But yeah, this is our Halloween episode.
First?
Yeah,
First
our
one.
first Halloween episode. We
Yeah.
make it all the way to next year, and you guys get us rich and famous, so we can keep doing these over and over. And I don't have to do all the cutouts, last minute cutouts. The color, hopefully, it's spooktacular-ish. We got our skulls, our lights, and everything up today.
Dude, I'm just really digging this costume.
I know that costume came out pretty good.
I'm like
Got the green backpack on and everything.
like a beat Finn.
Yeah, Finn's been,
Seen some shit.
Since the show ended, he really went south. Finn's just been chilling. So yeah, I just watch a lot of Netflix and YouTube and stuff like that.
This fucking hat is so hot.
I'm wearing a hat all the time. You can see I always gotta. I'm on a rocket, but yeah, this is a little stiff too. It's my head is cooking in here with the lights on. But we're going to really try to get into it. I think the first thing we want to talk about in the theme of Halloween is scary movies.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I think when it comes to scary movies, I don't think I've really seen any this season, which is kind of funny. I don't know if you and I, Michael, like I said, we've been friends forever. You and I never really rushed out to go see scary movies, but we do have ones, I think, that are scary that maybe like our favorite movies. One of Michael's, I think, favorite movies is the Halloween movies.
It's one of them.
Yeah,
I
one
do,
from
I
Zombie?
like all of them.
Yeah.
The Rob Zombie ones, the most recent ones are to me the best. But I actually watch a lot of scary movies, but I watch them at home because I'm one of those guys that's like, hey, whatever.
Yeah,
like, I'm peeking through my
you don't
fingers.
show
like
how much of a wimp you are.
There's no. I fucking hate jump scares.
Yeah.
Jump scares are the worst.
They're the cheapest way of doing it, you know? Like, I'm a more cerebral person as well. I think when it comes to it, if the majority of the movies we grew up on, I think jump scares were kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
And then they really took off, in the late 90s, early 2000s when... I think what you said, one of your favorite movies, Michael's told me this before, and Scream being one of his favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
Slasher kind of guy popping out, freaking people out. They overdo it now. It's like far too much.
I think it was more so because when that came out, what was it, 96, 95?
Yeah.
I was still young, and I didn't watch it until it hit, like, VHS, and I was scared shitless.
Yeah.
Not so much from, like, he's scary, but just, like, that whole, like, cat and mouse thriller slasher. I think nowadays the scariest thing, and please let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Nowadays the scariest thing to me is paranormal, videos, just because again I'm not a big believer in that, but just that off chance that it might be real.
Yeah.
I've seen some freaky shit like growing up in a smaller town. My mom like super religious, but some stuff that you just can't really like figure out. Yeah. But you were telling me the other day that you were more into
being the artiste that I am and the film buff that you all know me to be. I have a higher level of quality that I need in my horror films.
Jesus.
I don't like horror movies. I like scary films, as I would call them.
Get off
True
your
cinema.
soap.
No,
Scary.
Yeah.
films.
No, it's I've never really been into the gory stuff. Recently, the other day I was watching The Thing, which is actually body horror and stuff. What I know, Michael probably freaks out about body, like holes in the hand. What's that syndrome called? Like stuff like that where the body's changing.
I don't.
Those are kind of just trying to gross you out.
Like The Fly and all that.
Yeah, like The Fly. But I'll tell you The Thing.
But would those be considered horror movies?
Yeah, well, the Fly is a horror movie for sure. Body horror, the David Cronenberg movies.
Oh yeah.
You know, like he did all that stuff, your body falling apart. It's kind of gross out stuff. But watching The Thing is one of the old movies where I think, yeah, it had body horror, the practical magic, like the spider legs coming out of the guy's head and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. But that movie is a thriller. It's like who done it, like everybody grilling each other, trying to figure out who's the thing at that time and stuff. So it's a lot of paranoia, and there's that open ending at the very end where the two last guys, Childs and Kurt Russell's character, are there after the place is burnt down, and all of a sudden they go. He gives them a drink, and then Kurt Russell laughs like he knows like who the thing is, like almost like they're thinking like Childs. He's like the thing. He's the thing, but it ends just like you're oblivious. Like it just leaves it up to the audience to kind of try to figure out what it is. I know they've come up with like a quintessential ending. They know what it is, but they haven't said it to people like that. Stephen Colbert was grilling him one time and like, oh, don't tell me. I just want to know, is there an actual ending to it? Do you know who the thing is at the end? And they say, yeah, they know who it is.
So, okay, when you first watched that movie, were you frightened or were you more interested?
As a kid, interested.
Okay.
It's that thing like you're saying, like, oh, you don't want to look away, like car
actually
accident.
Frightens you?
Frightens me is like the cerebral stuff. So, joking around, all that stuff aside, being a film buff, I do like movies, horror movies, scary movies that dive more into the realm of just being a well shot movie. So things like Hereditary. I love Hereditary.
That's a good one.
I love anything where the movie is scary. Like it's some creepy stuff going on in that damn movie. But the shots, the cinematography, the sound design, everything about it, let's put it in the realm, let's say like A24 films, Anything that A24 puts their name on has this kind of indie thing, but yet it's sold to the masses like it's supposed to be the best thing ever. Usually indie movies aren't sold like that. But A24 is like, oh, these are going to be big blockbusters, even though they don't make hundreds of $millions. Yeah, they just have this cool little hipster-esque kind of feel to them that feel more like an indie film.
I feel like sometimes they don't work. For me, they don't work. Like that one was a really great one. What was the other one that just came out? Not just came out, but
Talk to Me.
No.
That's one I haven't watched yet, but it's supposed to be really
A24. Good. It goes with the cult, like the
Midsommer?
Midsommer. Yeah. I didn't like that. It didn't scare me. Yeah, it was just more creepy.
I think that's what it is. Definitely more creepy. It's definitely going for.
There's no like fright to me.
Yeah,
there.
No. It almost like it's supposed to kind of not even gross you out. It's just supposed to just creep you out on how odd and calm everybody was. And it seems very like people just accepting that they're gonna fucking die, which is crazy.
Can we just take a minute? I keep looking at the monitor and seeing us in this get up. Yeah. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, every time I like look at
like, who the hell are we talking about? Michael's scared himself. We're making a scary movie right now. We look great. I think it's a good setup.
We just watched Boogeyman, which I feel like there's scary movies just purely jump scares. Yeah. And like they work. Like they worked on me. Like I was like, oh fuck. Yeah. But it's not like I'm watching that movie and I'm frightened. Yeah. Like paranormal movies, like which one was it?
Oh, I'll tell you one of the best ones. Which one? When it comes to Paranormal Activity, the first one
scared the shit
out of me. That was one of
the
scariest movies I've ever seen.
It built up so well to where, and again, like for the younger generation out there, the younger viewers, you're gonna see it and be like, oh, that's kind of. But for us, when it came out,
oh yeah.
When that first scene where it's like filming and I think the door like kind
of slips open.
To me, I was like, oh shit, and then it just kept on building.
Something as simple, and it was a long time with nothing happening. Yes, and then you know it's just a guy in a string pulling it, but just the fact before it got oversaturated, it was the found footage, like after Blair Witch and all that kind of stuff.
Don't take us out with the string thing. Yeah. It was good.
No, it was good. But I mean that's as simple as it was. It wasn't like a CGI ghost coming out or like a practical monster.
It's because
it was a door simply
you just
opening.
kept on finding yourself staring at the screen.
I remember staring in corners where you think something's gonna happen and nothing happens, and you're just like, and your mind starts going, did you see that? Did I see something? Did you see it? And the whole audience kind of just freaking out the whole time.
Me and Russia.
Me and Russia. In Russia, we don't get scared. We scared the ghosts.
Me and Rosa.
Yeah.
We just started a show on Netflix. Maybe you know the title's really long. It's the Fall of the Usher House.
Oh, I saw the name.
It's like kind of based on the Edgar Allan Poe poem or short story. And it's just about this wealthy man and his sister. I don't want to give it away, but they have he has multiple children, and it's just each episode gets like scarier, and there's a lot of grotesque.
Scary, yeah.
To me, I don't know if it's gonna scare you because I know your type of. To me, so the story just centers around him and I think it's the prosecutor in his old house where he grew up, and he's a billionaire. And he's sitting there with him. And it's like this decrepit house, and it's super dark, and it's stormy outside. And he's drinking. They're both drinking, and he's trying to get him to confess to all these like corruption charges and everything. And the guy's like, "I'm gonna confess to all of it." But from the camera view, you're watching the prosecutor, and when the gentleman's talking and telling the story, and he's telling the story of how these characters either I can't say it, but
no
you
spoiler.
From the back of him, you see like bodies walking, and it's like that slight, like you kind of see like and it's not a bright like figure. It's in the dark, and you kind of just see a figure, like a head pop out.
Is it the same people who did the House on Haunted Hill or anything like that?
It looks like it. It looks like
it.
Ghosts
are randomly popping out in different scenes.
So it's funny you say that because I saw like a YouTube video where it's like there's like 30 some odd ghosts hidden throughout the show.
Do you see it? Do you pay attention? Yeah.
But that scared the shit out of me because I was watching it last night.
Was the lights off for you?
Yeah, it was like 1 a.m. I had gotten a like allergic reaction last night, and I took Benadryl, and then our dog was really sick, so I told Rosa like, "You can go to sleep. I'll just stay up with Phyllis."
Yeah, and
she was like throwing up, pooping everywhere. She's fine now. Don't worry, guys. But I was watching it, the lights off, and I thought it was more so a whodunit type of thing. I didn't really look at the description. I just saw it, and I was like, you know what? I'll just check it out for a little bit. And then the first time a body walked past, I was like, oh, fuck. And I turned on all the lights. I was like,
Alexa, lights on. Alexa, lights on.
I was like, Google, living room on.
Google, I scared. And it just knows what to do.
Magically bright lights.
Disco ball.
That one was really good. Again, paranormal, little things like that.
What was the thing that traumatized you the most as a kid, scary movie wise? Like a thing, some people go back to being. I remember hearing stories of people being scared to death of the witch from A Wizard of Oz, like things like that traumatized them and they can't watch it.
It wasn't a video.
Even then, when you watch that, you're like,
it wasn't a video. Again, I'm gonna drop nuggets throughout these episodes. My mom is the most nicest character on earth. Little tiny old lady. Again, she's pretty religious now. Not doesn't so much go to church anymore, but does pray a lot. But one of the stories she tells me, and what's the biggest thing about my mom is she's very honest. I've never known my mom to lie to us, even through hard times and everything. She tells us the truth, and she's like built it on it. Like very, very, very like truthful person, honest. And she told us a story. She grew up in Wilcox. It's like a small town of 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Back in her day, it was pretty desolate. And she was telling me a story of her and her brothers, and she has, I think they're a family of 6 or 5. Her and her brothers were being like really bad, and my grandfather, he was an electrician, a traveling electrician, so he would go out for like weeks at a time. And again, this was like in the 50s, 60s, and my grandma again used to practice like it's witchcraft. I don't know. I'm gonna butcher it. The bruja.
A bruja is a thing. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, she used to practice it, and like my great aunt used to practice it a lot.
Yeah.
And they used to tell my brothers and sisters. My grandma used to tell my mom and my brothers and sisters, like, "Hey, you keep on the guy in all black's gonna come get you." And like I feel like every like religion has, or every like
the boogeyman, cucuys.
It's gonna come and get you. And like my brother and my uncles were like tough guys, and they were never like whatever. Yeah. And they were bad as fuck. And I can only imagine how bad they were because there's so many of them. And my mom used to tell me stories. And my grandma at one point got so pissed that was like, go sit on the porch. And she made all of my uncles and aunts, my aunt and my mother, go sit on the porch. And she was like, I'm gonna show you right now, he's gonna come, and if you guys keep it up, he's gonna come get you. And let me build the picture for you. It's a little old house. Wilcox roads are pretty like desolate, and back then
it was very rural.
Yeah,
even some parts are still rural.
Yeah. They had a fence, and the porch looked over the fence, and like at the end of the fence there was a kind of a wooden like rickety fence that went a little bit higher than the metal fence that they had. And back then you didn't really have like street lights or anything like that, so it was really dark. And they could kind of see. And my grandma told them like, and my mom told me from her point of view, and again, my mom's very honest, was like she made us like sit down on the porch, and like all the guys were like her brothers and them were messing around. And then my grandma was like, he's here. And my mom said that she was like looking around, she couldn't see anything. And then she looked at her brothers, and her brothers like just like went cold. And my mom said like, and it just freaks me out. My mom said that like she felt uncomfortable, not like how the movies say like I feel a cold chill, and like I'm getting chilly, like chill bumps just thinking about it. And she said that she felt uncomfortable, like extremely uncomfortable. And she was just like, what is this feeling? And they all were looking that way. And like my mom was looking at them, and my mom said she just panned over, and that she could see a figure at the end of the fence. And like my mom didn't think anything of it. She said, she was like, oh, it's just a figure. But like she said that it moved a little bit closer, and that she could, and this is what kind of stands out to me, because I was like a little freaked out. She didn't say saw a face or anything, but she saw like the outline of a top hat.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was like, she saw like the figure and like the top hat. She said she remembered it because
style and Wilcox back then.
She said she remembered it because Abraham Lincoln, and she said that like
hat,
and she said like this figure like was making a motion like she said that she didn't see she didn't see like an actual like suit or like the face, but like she just saw something. And like all the kids start like my aunt started crying, my uncles were like, what, like being kids, like being freaked out. And then my mom remembers vividly that my grandma walked down the porch, got on and walked towards it. And like my mom said she didn't take her eyes away from that point, and that she blinked and it was gone. Oh. And
her mom was still walking towards it.
Walked towards it, and then the kids ran around like.
She like shoo.
No. She just walked towards it. Yeah. I don't know what. Like at that point, she didn't really tell me anything, but she told me after that, like my uncles got like brave again and ran around. Like, no, it was nothing. But my mom, that stuck in her head, and she said that that feeling of just like fear,
dread,
that it just went over. And I was like, those are one of the stories that my mom would always tell us when we were bad. Yeah. And she was just like, remember. But then I like, one of the few times I went out there a little bit when I was older, I'd asked her about it. And she kind of got a little bit more in depth. And I was like, can you honestly tell me that was true? And she was just like, no. She would always call me mijo. Yeah. She's like, mijo. She was like, I saw what I saw. And she was like, I'll never forget it. Yeah. And that kind of like frightened me, because I was like, my mom, like,
not a fib until that.
Yeah. And then also
she is into that type of stuff. So it's like sometimes you want to believe, so you might see something that you want to believe.
Fuck no, I don't want to believe any of that shit. Yeah.
I said I look for that type of stuff. I think my mom used cucuys on me. Even though my mom not being Mexican, it's just in the culture of it, like cucuys, like the boogeyman, that something was going to come get you. I never really scared of that type of stuff. The things that do freak me out, I said the scariest movie I think I ever got a response out of me is, I think we once talked about before, Signs.
To me, really?
To me, watching that movie, it was like, M. Night Shyamalan movies at that time too had a slow burn, so you really get drawn into them.
Dude, The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, Sixth Sense.
Holy shit!
He let things breathe, and you're just kind of slowly going through the movie. But it was something as subtle, and probably the scariest thing I've ever reacted to in a movie was he's talking to his little daughter in the room. She's like, I can't sleep, and he's staring at her. And the window is behind her on the side, and there's the barn in the distance. Uh-huh. And all of a sudden, there's just like an image of a black outline of a person. breathing on top of the roof. And
what the fuck?
And that to me,
I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't notice that.
That is the scariest thing I've ever seen on a movie ever. And I remember watching in the theater, be like, oh yeah, like literally going, oh man, like did you see that? You know, like to your friends, people are there, and
rewind it.
Yeah, to me in the theater, rewind it. I got you. He's like. But the scene everybody knows is like at the party in the Latin American party or whatever, like in Mexico, and he's like, "Move, niños, move, move out of the way." And the alien walks by, and that was a clear image. You can see it's an alien. That was like the big money selling point for the movie. But if you go back, watch that scene where he's talking to his daughter in the room. She's like, "I can't sleep. There's a man outside," and he's like, "No, you're just dreaming. You're just pretending." And literally, just the composition of the shot, him looking by her, and you realizing at the same time he does, you're staring, and you see the thing just on top of the barn, just breathing like that.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, he freaks out, gets up, and then that's where I think there's somebody outside, and they're running around the house or whatever trying to get it, and it jumps up on the roof. That after the while, I was like, to me, that is the scariest freaking thing I've ever seen, probably in any movie ever. I don't search. I said lately, I don't really search for it. I have a friend who's always sending me what's the new horror movie. He's big into horror movies. He loves all stuff, body horror, gore, all that kind of stuff. Just like any movie, I have to be in the mood, and I'll probably go on a binge about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch that Boogeyman one. I have the Last Voyage of Demeter, which I think probably not as much horror.
No, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's like more action.
That's
kind
more
of
like
a monster movie.
Yeah. Like
anything with monsters,
adventure.
I really don't think of too much. There's one kind of one I like, that Mama movie. Speaking of Mama, right here, the Mama movie. But it depends. And if you have less things, scare me for sure. The lack of something happening scares me more.
That's what does
CGI
it for me.
doesn't scare me.
No, and like you said, not to like dig on you, but like the Mama one doesn't really do it for me.
It has a CGI.
Boogeyman didn't do it for me just because it's like it's the less things, and I'm a big fan of like possession.
Oh yeah.
Again,
what do you think's the top possession movie besides like Exorcist? It goes down. To me, Exorcist is great, but it's so hard to rate those movies versus other movies because it's dated. Yeah,
it's too old
the
for
way
me.
It feels. Yeah.
I like the ones with the couple. It's based on the real couple.
The first Conjuring is really good.
Is it the Conjuring with no.
The husband and wife who go and exorcise the houses.
I don't think it's the Conjuring.
With Formiga.
Is it the Conjuring?
Yeah, the Conjuring. That's where the whole kind of world, after Saw with James Wan, he created this whole, they call the Conjuring universe, basically, I think.
What's the other one that has, like, the Red Devil one?
Oh, that's also James Wan, but that's Insidious.
Okay, so those two I kind of get mixed up. Yeah. But, okay, then what's the one where the
Conjuring takes place in, like, the 60s? And that's where the Nun spun off of and everything like that. Oh
yeah, so those are the ones I really like.
There's a couple that's based on a real life couple who goes and does.
They do jump scares really well.
Yeah.
But like the Nun, not the Nun movie, but like when the Nun is coming out.
Oh yeah, the Nun in the Conjuring movies.
Holy shit!
Awesome,
yeah. She frightens the fuck out of me.
But again, you see too much of her in the Nun movie.
Yeah.
And it's sold like Nun movie.
Like Annabelle didn't really do it for me.
The second one was actually Annabelle, like Creation or whatever. It was a little scary because again, you'd probably like it because it's out in a rural area, kind of like an old town. Like it's like an orphanage, and there's a nun. They put nuns in it again, like a nun watching over these kids in the house, and the Annabelle stuff starts possessing the little doll and all that type of stuff.
I didn't really get to see that one. Conjuring, I like that because then again we can dissect and be like, no, it's fake, like that couple. But I like kind of a realistic, like, oh, that couple was real.
Yeah,
and they did do all this.
Story, yeah.
If I were to, I would never visit their house.
Yeah,
like go look at the fuck.
They have their Annabelle doll.
See, and then that's where like. I feel like I don't want to. Smart people will not get caught up in that shit.
Yeah.
If I know, like, damn, Lano, this place is haunted, I'm never coming to visit you ever again. But like, you can come to my place.
It comes down to it. So what do you believe in? So you say if it's haunted, we can later on. I think we'll have a video I want to bring up. We'll save it for the end for our speculation and debunking type of part of the show. But it's what do you like? Michael and I both don't believe in like afterlife and that type of stuff. But again, seeing things that make us go, hey, that looks kind of, Mulder-ish and X-File-ish. Like I've seen things in my own eyes that make me question, like, then what could it be? Because I don't believe in that. It's almost like you believe in the ghost, but I don't believe in the afterlife and all that kind of stuff about the heaven and hell and all that other stuff.
I don't. Okay.
What would you say explains it?
To me, obviously, if you see it, it's the best type of like evidence for you. Yeah. But for me, it's one of those. I can watch a scary like a viral video of a haunted something and be like, that doesn't do it for me. But
because you could fake it. Because look at me doing this thing and all that type of stuff. You could do something in post so easily, adding something to it.
It's more so
pulling something.
So for all of the people out there that like have grown up in cities and everything, it's a little bit harder, I would believe, for them to believe. But like I've grown up in a smaller town where everything creaks, everything like houses that are like close to 100 years old. So when you go into someone's place and like there's just a feeling, that feeling of dread and like that fear creeping up your spine, you're just like, fuck. And like it doesn't have to be like this big ghost popping out, but it's just knowing, I don't know, that it's just a weird feeling
here. Yeah
100
years old, so there's a good chance about it.
Another movie I really, and before we jump onto another topic that I really wanted to bring up, and it's not so much a like out like in your face horror, It Follows.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring.
You showed me that. Yeah, you showed me that, and it's such a simple
and the epitome of slow creeping thing. You know, like Mike Myers and all the type of stuff coming out. You know he's gonna kill you, but these things are different people every time, so it's even freakier.
You gotta explain what it is, though.
Yeah, so It Follows is it's the ultimate ad for stopping young people from having sex. It's like trying to keep people virgins. It's a curse that is passed on to each person through intercourse. So it's like once you sleep with somebody and you have the demons that chase you, it follows you.
Protected or unprotected?
I don't know. Yeah, I think unprotected. Yeah, these kids,
premarital, unprotected.
These kids are little
SEX.
Yeah. You have to have unprotected sex. I would figure they'd be like, yeah. What if I have it with a condom on? It's not going to get me. It's like, oh, you use a condom.
My white ass knees. Sorry.
Yeah, no balls today. That's real scary. The thing is, the It Follows this girl who's been in a lot of these kind of scary movies. One that Hulu movie or whatever you're telling me about, where it's like she lives across the street from somebody. Yeah. She's the main actress. I forget her name. We'll put it up here.
Yeah.
But in the movie, so the thing becomes like different versions of people. Like I don't know if they're dead or not, but it's like a man in a robe. There's one like a naked guy walking. There's a giant, super tall guy walking through a hallway.
So what it does is once the curse has been passed to you, that being possesses people, and it doesn't run. It doesn't doesn't teleport. What it does is that being possesses that person. It could be an older person, could be a young person, and it just walks.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, oh, it just walks. Like I'm gonna fly across the country, but the thing that freaks you out is that thing will not stop.
It doesn't stop.
So yes, you can travel to the other side of the world. It will continue to follow you throughout.
Yeah.
Like
it follows.
And then realistically, I could fly to Dubai or something.
Your entire life,
but it's going to make its way there. Yeah. And it's just freaky because that like slow burn.
Yeah.
Seeing it walk, like there's a view where it's in a building or a classroom, and she's like staring, and it's just walking across the grass like real slow.
Yeah, really slow.
And you know who it is, and you're just freaking out. Like
they do. The thing is, I think seeing the ghost. I think it's a ghost. I don't think it possesses anybody who's chasing them down. Only the person being possessed can see it coming towards them, because they have a scene later on the beach where the girl's sitting there and all of a sudden her hair gets pulled up and she gets yanked and nobody else can see what's pulling her. It's yanking her around and stuff. And they're like, oh, crap. Because it just changes into a different person every time for the person who's been possessed by it or is being hunted. Because there's one where she's in the hallway and this 7-foot tall guy is walking through the hallway in like a gown or something, and she shuts the door. Like she's starts freaking out and they start running away.
Yeah.
It also comes to like how moral are you? Like do you knowing what you have to do to pass it on? There's like a scene where does she have sex with another person to just pass it on to them, and like I don't want to die kind of thing. So they'll get
but the bad part about it, and for the audience out there, once that person gets killed, the curse goes back to the previous
to the person. Yeah.
So
you gotta keep passing it on and on and
just
on.
like pass it on.
Pass it on. So I think it's a sexually transmitted disease, basically.
Demon?
It's a sexually transmitted STD. Sexually transmitted demon.
Safe sex, people.
Yeah,
safe sex.
Kids out there, don't ever have sex because a
demon
will come and murder you.
Use protection.
Yeah, slowly.
Slowly
and creepily. I said what we could probably do is get into things that we've seen and reacting to a video. So what we'll do, we're trying to keep it in the spooky thing. So there's a lot of technology in these new vehicles, Teslas and things like that. And one of the features in the Tesla is
the video's gonna be right here.
Yeah,
right?
the video will be up here. They know the routine.
No, they don't. For all the new
people,
come on.
This is our TV. This is our state of the art 1930s picture that turns into a TV miraculously. But so they have sensors on it. So in blind spot sensors, all this kind of stuff. But on the screen of the Tesla, when somebody's walking by, there is like a little digital avatar of a person going by, walking, so you can see them on the screen. So
I've seen this video before.
There's a few other people who go through cemeters, and they also have similar kind of things happening. There's people feeling they could debunk it. It's like
I'm already trying to debunk.
They're driving by, and the sensor reads a tombstone, but it sees it as a person. But there's certain times it's also driving even closer to tombstone.
Do we know? Tombstone. Has there been like other people or like complaints where it just shows people? Because when I have a backup camera on our vehicle. And sometimes when I'm backing up and there's nothing back there, it'll like beep, 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 beep. And I'm like, what the fuck? Could it just be like a sensor?
It could be a sensor thing. There is one where the benefit of this, like where people are going, oh, it's an actual ghost, is it's only supposed to react to when a person goes by. And it'll do a little avatar of a person. There's also another video I'll try to put up here as well, where the guy's trying to back up and he keeps seeing a person kind of going up, and then a person on the left side moving towards the front window as well. But this is the video. They're in the cemetery, and they're all reacting hilariously to their driving around.
Why are you going to a cemetery unless if you don't have someone there that you want to go visit or mourn? Like,
get this stuff because you're trying to be viral. They're trying to go viral. But let's watch this. Here we go.
And that's how you get caught up.
Look. See, a person shows up in the right corner.
Where am I looking?
Right here on the screen.
On the bottom or the top?
Right here, the actual screen here.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, your Tesla sees dead people.
What?
It's driving around.
What is he seeing? I don't.
You'll see. There's little avatars of people. Watch right here. See a guy right there shows up, and then right here, another person right there. In front, but there's nobody there.
Well, that's not scary.
So, but I'm saying it's a sensor reading that it's kind of convenient that it is a cemetery and random people thing are popping up. But look, it's not. They're even closer to most tombstones. It's not doing it to every tombstone. So there's a good chance that it could be something there that it's projecting off of.
I don't see it, man. I don't. I think that's. I think it's like a sensor issue.
What's a video you've seen where you think is the most credible?
The most credible video that I've seen? Oof, I can't. They're all like
acted up. We were just talking about, we hate the way they describe. This is the story of a man who died back in 1923.
Like, shut the... like,
I don't... Annoying.
There are a lot of the older ones, I feel the older like VHS videos, like to me are a little bit more believable just because it's like, again, you can alter those videos, but like
there's a good chance they might actually be from that time. The time stamping might fit up and things like that. I haven't seen many about like back in the day, like scary ones like that from the 1990s and stuff.
A lot of those videos that aren't going to, I'm not going to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Maybe an old picture that I see like a figure, but I think it's more so being there. Or like scary movies get it for me, but like these videos where like, again, we have Chat GPT.
Yeah.
What is it? GP
AI. We
have all this shit that can make it.
Yeah, like, fake it or whatever. I'll tell you the thing growing up, we grew up in the 90s, and the scariest thing ever is not horror movies. It's not The Exorcist. It's not all that type of stuff, Jason and Freddy. It was America's Most Wanted and Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, that was a good
one.
Like,
they were the worst at, building how movies go like...
Did they ever catch anyone?
I don't know. The John Walsh, that guy, his lifetime goal was to, like, catch all these guys. I don't know how they actually got Also, because if they did catch it, it wasn't always, I think, on the news as rampant or as quickly as it is here. We can get because
I always wanted to see like update videos. We caught.
No,
this
they're
guy.
still out there murdering. They're still out there murdering. But I remember being home alone. So my mom was a bartender. She went to work at night, and I'm watching these shows. And again, it's because I want to scare myself. I want to watch these things.
You
but
were a little creepy.
Here's the thing: when it happens, though, they always do the worst thing ever. They'll leave you hanging, kind of like the news does, like murder in San Diego County or in North Park area, blah blah blah. Right after this, like you're like, where is he?
I can just imagine how creepy you were as a kid. Look at his eyes; they're like black.
Black. I know people's, but actually, I wasn't. The thing I did do, I was one of the person who scared people all the time. Really? Like I like hiding in small places, jumping out at people, and doing that type of stuff.
You were the weird kid.
Yeah, I was a weird kid. I used to try to chew my ear and stuff like that. Watch, guys, I can chew my ear. But like Unsolved Mysteries had a thing, and he started that show initially. You know why? Because his son was murdered.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And then he went on this kind of thing trying to solve. I'm sure he helped solve a lot of crimes or put it. It's coming off.
Yeah, it's like now it's just made it tighter.
I think it's a ghost yanking on you.
It's a ghost.
Ghost yanking on you. You guys don't.
I'm just gonna leave it. Like it's like choking me at this point. Sorry, technical difficulties with my costume, but back to John Walsh.
Yeah.
John
Walsh, I believe.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Where his son was killed, and that's what set him on this path to do the show. And I think they did solve a bunch of crimes and stuff. Again, I think they even did like an update television version of it.
What do you think? So this is I go over this in my head all the time. Back then in the 70s, late 80s, you had a lot of serial killers. Mm-hmm. You had a lot of
Seattle.
The media
Seattle?
Just creepy like Midwest.
Yeah.
Seattle's not in the Midwest, I know that. But do you think it's now cuz I would yes, there's still serial killers. Mm-hmm. If you really check it out, it shows like how many active like serial killers there are in the United States, but do you think it's because the media is not really like it's not something to put out there, or do you think there's more of a like control?
No, yeah, it has to be something with the media because the whatever large corporation owns almost multiple channels and stuff like that, it's not gonna get votes and things like people. They don't care about all that.
The only reason why I bring it up is because can you imagine living in those times in the 70s,
like the Summer of Sam and stuff like that?
Yeah,
where it was like on the news,
yeah,
like killing this type of woman, killing this type of person,
kids disappearing and shit like that, and like.
Which still happens today, like on Native American land, like it's ridiculous.
Horrible,
how many go missing.
But like, just that fear of you don't have cell phone, there wasn't the internet, or anything like that. Yeah. So it's like one of those things where it's just like
through word of mouth. I miss those days of word of mouth, urban legends and things like that. People telling you a story.
Remember that movie, Urban Legends?
Yeah, remember I told you that the last episode we were talking about our spooky ghost stories, where that V8, that ghost car or whatever that tries to run people off the road. It's funny that happened to me, but you're like that has to come from somewhere because that is literally what happens inside that movie. It's like a black V8 muscle car runs people off the road, and that's exactly what happened.
Wasn't it just like someone?
I think so. It's a bunch of people, kind of like in the realm of Scream, where it's a person who's such a fan or knows about them knowing this.
That was the 90s where it was like, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was Urban Legends. Like a lot of like,
it was like the resurgence of like horror, really. Like you were saying, like Scream. When it comes to
Scream,
go
popped
back to
it
movies,
off.
Scream was like one of the coolest movies ever.
I watch it every. Me and my wife watch it like every Halloween season. Mm-hmm. To me, it's so good. Like you have the 90s, which is one of my personal favorite like eras. Mm-hmm. The way they're dressed, it's in a small town. It's very like. And it's newer. Yeah. It's not like the 70 like Michael Myers walking around. And
it captured, I think, what like John Hughes did for Breakfast Club and stuff. Kind of captured how teens actually made it acted and stuff.
Yes.
Before they're doing like a teen who's like, hey, like a surfer guy, like what's going on? You know, like what an old ass producer thinks a teen talks like. Movies like Scream, Superbad. Those are the ones that changed and flipped how kids and teens actually are.
Because then the way I like. Dissect horror movies is like one of the I think it's like Scream 5 because after Scream 1 Scream 2 was
they just
Scream 1 was perfect to me. Like Scream 5 has this smaller stature like woman and like she's like butchering folks and And to me, like,
isn't it multiple people in the rest of them though? Like a team,
they
team up. Because
some of the guys,
that's one thing that's kind of like some of the guys were big dudes, and I understand.
And some of them were small guys.
Yeah.
Were like 5 foot.
So I understand. Like,
no offense to the short kings out there.
That's what I said. Yeah, the short kings. But sometimes if a person like they trick you using movie magic, where it's clearly like a guy in the stunt suit doing all the fighting, but then when they take the mask off, she's like 4'11" and like a girl or whatever.
Yes,
and you're like,
or like, there's a guy like the long haired guy who's like, I looked up his stats just because I was like in my
murder
head.
stats. It's like
he's like 5'4", 5'5" or 6, and I'm like, man, you're really gonna. I will kick you in your face.
Yes, that's why I said I almost wanted to do like a horror movie where the whole movie is just like how you expect. Like the murder is killing everybody, but just maybe that new guy in town who doesn't say anything, but you know something's crazy about him, just murders the guy at the end. Like he can't be stronger than everybody. I understand a Michael Myers where he's like a superhuman or whatever. He's possessed, like the Michael Myers movie where they made him like he's actually possessed, like voodoo or whatever. Yeah. That's what makes him so strong.
Oh, Jesus.
But like monsters and stuff make sense about killing you. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody. I guess the only way they're really getting defeated is because they're so scared. And that's how they're able to get beat, you know? Because they tumble or fall over or something like that. The tropes, the regular tropes. But I said when it comes to Scream, they were very meta. They were the first movie that kind of like where it was meta, where they bring up the faults of horror movies and dive into why people react, like running and tripping and stuff like that. Jamie Kennedy's character is like the guy, the conspiracy guy, like this movie's like this movie's like that. I hate when they do this. I hate when they do that. And they would go against that and like make it seem like, oh, if you guys think this is why that you die in the movie, they flip it on its head. It's pretty awesome. Another one does like, have you ever seen?
Well, what's his name? Jordan Peele's. We didn't touch.
Oh no, yeah, we'll get.
I know they're not like horror.
They're scary movies for sure. They're definitely scary movies. Like
all of them have like frightened me.
Yeah, I think they're incredible. I think another movie where it's like it dives into the meta of it is Cabin in the Woods. They really dive into the meta of it, where the pothead is actually the one you should listen to. The jock's not an idiot.
I don't think I've ever seen.
No,
that one.
You should watch it. It brings in a version of everything, like Pinhead, Freddy Krueger,
really?
a running joke about a merman, like all these different things. And here's no spoiler. I think everybody who hasn't seen it, go out there and watch it. So it throws everything you know, like about horror movies, like out the window. Like it shows you all the things, all the tropes that you would normally go like, why would they go out in the woods? Why would they go there? And there's reasons why the kids go out in the woods. It's almost a forced thing. Like there's a reason why they go out in the woods. There's a reason why they start having sex. They bring up like, why would you just have sex in the middle of all these murders everywhere? Yeah. And they explain why they're having sex.
I gotta check it out.
It's part of a larger plan. Yeah, it's really cool.
I gotta check it out.
But hopping into another thing, to me, one of my all-time favorite movies, or not, I would say all-time favorite movies, but definitely over the past few years, is, I don't know how you feel about Nope. I'm a huge fan of Get Out. Yeah. And again, that's scary. That's scary, and especially to a certain demographic of people. It really speaks to that.
Yeah.
You know, like like the black man in America and having to deal with all this stuff outside of being a scary, like somebody coming and stabbing you. It's all of that stuff that's based around, you can
say it. You can say it. They're fucked.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying like it's how people see them and how people change around them and try to be like, hey, I'm cool with that, homie.
Yeah.
All the stuff, the bullshit they have to deal with.
Yeah.
But then it flips it on its head and putting the I don't know if you haven't seen Get Out by now, we're gonna probably spoil some stuff.
Spoil it.
Yeah, spoil it.
It's on you.
Yeah,
you guys are
but like
idiots.
hypnotism
Not
and
idiots, but
like how white people envy black people and things like that, and all the stuff they're doing and like brainwashing and stuff. It was such a groundbreaking movie, like such a trip, such a breath of fresh air.
Yep.
Yeah, he tore that up. So anything that came out, Us really didn't. I didn't think it was as cool. It had a little more of a slasher kind of thing. Maybe.
Yeah, it had its moments where I was like, because Jordan Peele does a really good job of that. But the underground thing kind of was like, just
in the twist, the M. Night Shyamalan twist and stuff.
To me, it felt like an M. Night Shyamalan. I think M. Night Shyamalan, like
M. Night Shyamalan, ding dong, yeah.
I'm trying my hardest to say his name.
M. Night Shyamalan.
His movies, Sixth Sense was good because I think it was because I was too young to realize how bad it was.
Yeah.
We
like
get
the Sixth Sense
like,
blowing people's mind. Like he changed the game for sure with that. Yeah,
It was
he brought
good
the
at that
twist.
time.
He was the twist master.
Yeah, and that was the good one.
You think you relied too heavily on twists, and that's
100%. All the rest of the movies sucked.
Yeah,
the one where the village. Oh, the village.
I love the village.
The village was the worst.
I love the village.
Worst.
I love the village. It's such a good twist.
It's not a good.
Okay,
twist.
let's see. Outside the twist, you don't think the stuff going on in the village movie was interesting?
It was good up
like
until
spooky and creepy.
You knew it was
era.
Fucking in the 21st
Spoiler
century.
alert! Yeah.
It's in the 21st century,
Yeah,
and
it's supposed to be like the 1600s or something like that.
Here is a warning for anyone that's
gonna
watching
spoil
this.
everything.
We're gonna spoil everything throughout all episodes. It looks like I have hair now.
Yeah. You look like an old judge from. I am Jack.
We're gonna spoil everything. If we're gonna talk about it, click off.
Yeah. This whole episode is just scary movie stuff, spoiling everything for you.
Oh, this is cotton.
I put cotton because back to the costume. Like, okay, I made this costume in probably under an hour. So Michael says, "This is what I think." We'll get into it right after this, but it's a shoddy thing. Show him the back of the head, Michael. There's a bunch. Turn around that way. Yeah, it is literally a microfiber towel wrapped around and has a bunch of safety pins. Not even safety pins. It has paper clips.
There's a paper
holding
clip
it together.
right here.
I framed it to my head, which is a very narrow head. Then we put it on the moon over here, this giant ball, and then it's stretched out. But it fits better. It looks better on Michael than it did on me. My skinny ass head, it just looked weird.
I'm like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's Michael's catchphrase. It is what it is.
It is
You
what
need that
it
tattoo.
is.
Michael got new tattoos recently.
Yeah, what's up?
And they're kind of in the realm of spooky.
Yeah.
You can't even see Michael's like,
I gotta whatever.
yeah. But when it comes to like, Us and stuff like that, the twist and M. Night Shyamalan, I love the Village twist.
It was
I love
garbage.
it. So I was just into the movie as it was, just like spooky 1960 ghosts, like the movie The Witch, like where it's like back in that era and creepy stuff happens. I love it.
Oh,
the one
where the goat is the villain.
Yeah.
Wait,
what is it? Black Pete or whatever his name is, or
what?
whatever.
You
He's
really
like
thought that was bad?
The goat wasn't the villain. It's actually witches in the woods that are doing spells and stuff, and that goat is just part of it.
See, and there you go. I didn't watch the full
Yeah,
thing.
Michael didn't watch it. You can't base it
It's
on
the
me.
fucking goat.
But M. Night Shyamalan's the twist. The whole twisting, to me, where it went south was probably The Happening, really, where he's stretching it, where the plants were killing everybody. Where
All of his movies
it was like
were-
trees win. No. Hey,
No.
The Sixth Sense. That was number one. That got it started. Everybody loves The Sixth
I'm gonna
Sense.
cut you off. The
Unbreakable.
worst one-
Unbreakable was the best.
But that's not horror.
Yeah, but I'm saying the twist. We're talking about M. Night Shyamalan twist.
They're all bad. Unbreakable was
Well,
bad.
Signs is actually my
Unbreakable
favorite.
was
That's my favorite.
bad. Like that whole like
That was an awesome way of doing a superhero movie.
It's the worst.
No, I love it. Michael's not
He's
sophisticated.
super intelligent, but he's glass. Like,
well, he has an actual disease, but he's really intelligent. He knows comic books and stuff like that. And his whole purpose,
he knows comic books.
no, but he knows
it
like
makes him the greatest villain.
No, that's what I said. He knows how it works. But the cool thing that made him a villain, he has these faults and things and this disease that he can't
And then
control.
you
He makes
have
him super
the
fragile.
Beast,
But
he just gets slightly stronger. Like,
that was but that the fact that being a movie that you didn't think was going to be connected to
you
another
have
one.
old ass. What's his name? You know, I'm not even gonna make fun of him because he's down and out.
I know Bruce Willis. I love Bruce Willis. Yeah.
But I couldn't do it, dude. Like those M. Night Shyamalan needs to stop. He ruined one of my favorite cartoons of all time.
Oh, the Avatar.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
What was that?
I think that has a lot to do with it's one of those movies where it had a big IP behind it, and we're jumping all over the place. This is our show. It had a huge IP in it, and the fact is, I think the studio had a lot more to do with that. Do this, do that, do that, and they realized you got to keep studio out of certain things because the new show looks like it's keeping it with almost an all Asian cast and things like that. Which is going
the new
to
show
probably
actually
be
has the
good.
creators of it. So
behind it, which is pro that.
Back to Halloween.
Yeah,
back to Halloween.
Yeah.
We're nearing the end, but what are some of your greatest moments throughout your childhood for Halloween?
For Halloween. So if we want to get into Halloween, seeing all this and how jazzed up I got fixing this and making Michael's costume and the sword and all that stuff, I do not like Halloween really. It's one of my least favorite holidays. I think I care about Arbor Day more than I care about. Yeah, I love me some trees, but are
you just lying to yourself?
No,
you love Halloween.
No, my mom even had this conversation with me last night. She's like, I remember my
question.
Mom.
Did you go to a Halloween party last night?
I did.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Did you enjoy dressing up?
Not really. I do enjoy.
He texts me non-stop.
I do enjoy people enjoying what I make
throughout the night. He could not find his vest, and I have one too, which I can't.
Because I don't want to show up to a party being whatever. I have a
he
friend.
Texts me non-stop.
We had a friend that shows up. Our friend Tyler. Shout out to my friend Tyler. He showed up and he didn't want. It's his brother's house. So he didn't know if he wanted. He came, so he ended up coming with like a flannel shirt, just dressed as whatever. But he was like, I'm Kevin James from the meme where he goes. And he kept nailing it like the little Kevin James. We'll show that meme up here. But
I don't even know what that is.
When it comes to Halloween, I literally had this discussion with my mom the other day because I was talking about making the costume. And she says, you know what? I remember you don't never really even liked Halloween.
He likes Halloween.
And here's the thing. It's a lot of my neurotic things that make me not like Halloween. Some random things that probably won't make any sense. I never put makeup on my face. The only thing I'll wear is a hat. I won't put a wig on. I won't wear a mask. I was almost claustrophobic. I didn't like things touching my face. As a kid, people like a girl want to draw on my hand. I'm like, no, I didn't want people to draw on my hand. I didn't slide in baseball
you like
because
Halloween.
I didn't want to get it. No, I do not like the holiday of Halloween. I love making stuff.
There's going to be a day in like 20 years, Lano's going to be old, rocking on a rocking chair, and he's just going to be like, man, I really like Halloween.
Yeah, I got a Hocus. Check out this Hocus Pocus tattoo. Thug Life Hocus Pocus tattoo.
Again, I just asked you several questions. You like all of them. You kind of like Halloween movies. Do you like candy?
I love candy. Me love candy.
So what do you not like?
Here it is, and it's a weird neurotic thing. Because I'm a serial killer. The thing is, Halloween is such a dirty holiday. It's such a. See
my eyes.
Yeah. No, it to me this is how weird I am. It's a holiday where it's too rough around the edges for me. It is like when you see somebody's yard and they have like a big skeleton. There's no cohesion to things. To me, it's just anything goes, and I don't like it. And I'm a person. I don't follow order or anything
it's like
that.
One of those guys that's like, I don't like that type of food, but can I try it a little bit?
Yeah, like, give me some of that food. I do love me some candy.
You're literally in a costume.
Yeah, I'm in a costume.
Doing
awesome
a podcast with another grown ass man in a costume
because we have
to do
it.
Having a Halloween
because we
special.
have to.
We did not have to.
No, we have to do this.
We did not have to. I
want this to be a legit podcast.
No, we did not have.
I wanted to.
We could have been talking about something else, but Lana was like Halloween special.
Yeah, we do a Halloween special.
I just like boost him up because you are my friend and I love you.
Yeah.
I just boost him up like, yeah, you hate Halloween, but like,
I just don't.
He's
really,
like, I'm gonna make a costume for you. You love Halloween
because I love making stuff.
His dog
There's been multiple
is
years.
in a Halloween
That's my mom.
costume.
My mom put that on.
His dog is in
my mom put that on.
And
the main reason is when I go to a party, it's the same thing. If I go to a party and I don't bring booze,
he's just
I
too
feel
cool.
I can't be a regular shirt guy.
Where's the glasses? Where's the glasses?
Let me get it so I know.
I
have to frame it up for myself because I know how it works now. The glasses will
even
fall,
Mama knows
you're on there. Yeah,
you're faking the funk.
No,
man.
but really, I've never really like Halloween in that way. I like making the costumes.
Do you like any other? My eyes are like permanently rolled in the back of my head.
When it comes to let's say not liking it's my least favorite of the holidays. Like
so what's
of the big holidays?
Your least.
I don't look forward to it because every year too, I go like this too. I go, God damn it, what am I going to wear? Because I want to go to a party and I want to be around my friends. And I love parties. I told you this before. Michael will skip parties. I just see it as Halloween is another opportunity for me to go to a party, which I like doing. I'm like, I can go mingle, meet girls, do all that kind of stuff. It's the fun part. That's what I do enjoy about it. But like, I don't like the fact that you have to, you have to wear a costume. You got to do all that stuff because I want to go and I want to interact with people. Did you break it?
No, I didn't break. See, look how neurotic this guy.
Did
you break my Halloween
I made this.
toy?
I just like making shit, dude. I like making shit, and it's the thing. The thing
he's
I
like, I'm gonna use it for Halloween next year.
Yeah,
because I hate it so much.
Yeah. No, you gotta keep this. Stuff.
Did you use marker on it? My hands are like.
Oh yeah, I did use marker on it.
Oh
yeah. Well, maybe I'll put a clear coat over it. Stop complaining, Michael. It was made in less than an hour. It's legit.
Wait, what were you're getting to a point right now? I'm so sorry.
No,
I sidelined.
Yeah, I sidelined. Us get distracted. That's uncalled for. That never happens.
No.
But when it comes to it's my weird neurotic behavior that I don't like masks. I don't like that type of stuff. I don't like how dirty it is, like how half-assed some costumes are. Like when like blood on somebody's face, then not real blood. Like real blood doesn't gross me out. Like fake blood grosses me out. Like gross stuff. I had this conversation with a girl yesterday about like I used to have lint roller and carry that to school. I wouldn't slide in dirt because I hated getting dirty.
Did you hear him?
So many things just look kind of gross and nasty, and they're not gross.
I hate it because I have to
blood
think about what party I need to go to. What guy?
I'm going to a party after this. Well, depending
See,
on
oh my god! But I hate Halloween.
Yeah, I don't know what it
Halloween.
is. I'm a contradiction, a walking contradiction.
Hey,
Michael likes it,
we're
even though he doesn't go to any parties.
Step into my zone. Halloween is the greatest. Halloween is magical to me.
I think Christmas is the best time.
Everything that bumps in the night, from werewolves to vampires, all that, I love it. I love the Halloween. Don't get me wrong. I like Thanksgiving's lame.
It used to be my favorite. It used to come on back in the grandma days where my grandma was still around, Michael's grandma was still around.
Yeah,
we
true.
did these rounds. To me, it was because
like multiple
people
houses.
are my favorite thing ever, and it's you get in contact with people you don't see all the time, which is awesome.
I just like the fact that like Halloween brings people out of their comfort zones. You see them like in costumes, and everyone's just kind of like it. The movies, the whole atmosphere, it makes me so happy. Christmas is another like holiday that like.
That encapsulates everything.
Yeah.
Like, it takes over everything.
Yeah, and Halloween to me does that. Like, I love being frightened. Well, no. I just like the whole atmosphere. And this guy will deny it 24/7, but he likes it. He enjoys making costumes. I like
making costumes. I don't care if I wear them or not, really. I literally,
That's
this
a
costume,
bold-faced lie.
I made this costume, like we got, because I wanted it to be, I was trying to go for like a theme thing. I'm all about themes, clearly. Like, I like the theme, but.
He texted me nonstop yesterday. Where's my? Is it at your house?
And here's the reason.
He was
hey, you guys out
out
there, would you show up to a party? Like if you're invited to a party without a costume?
But who
to
cares?
me, the etiquette of party is party etiquette. If there's a theme party and you don't come, I don't want to have to dress up. I'd rather come in my regular clothes.
Would you go to a Halloween party if you did not like Halloween? No, you would sit your ass home and you would watch TV.
No,
this guy is going to a second one tonight.
Because Michael, then that means you're a bad friend, Michael. If somebody invites me to a party and I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna, even if I don't want to get a costume together, that kind of stuff. I'm very vain and shallow, so I want to make sure I look good. So in this realm, I don't want to walk in with just regular clothes on.
Okay,
I couldn't do that. It's like coming to a party and not bringing something.
It's you, me, and like the 20 people that watch this. He likes Halloween. He likes Halloween.
I don't like the holiday of Halloween. I do not care for it. I do like making stuff. That's why I say I'm a walking contradiction for sure. I love building things and creating things. And clearly I love movies and stuff like that. So I love to recreate like prop making and stuff. It's something I wish I probably should have got into. Yeah. Since I can do it so quickly and I enjoy it so much. I just like the fact of getting it, even maybe trying on the costume, seeing myself. And I go, check, done. I made the costume. Like for you, I love making costumes for other people so they can enjoy the holiday and stuff the way they want to. And I'd like to see my work. But once it's done, what's the next project? Let me see what I can do next. Because I do stuff. Michael will tell you too. I'll build stuff like this even if it's not for Halloween.
He's literally
I just make things
for Halloween 2024.
No. We know that's not true because every time we end up having to make a costume, Michael and I do it at the last freaking second. This was a 2-year-old costume, and I was like, all right, I'll slap this on again. Michael bought everything. We made this within a day. This costume, Michael, tell them when we did this, we need to go to a party. How fast was this costume made? And it's pretty intricate. There's knee pads. I got the boots on. We got the hat.
You spent some time on it. You spent it on mine, too.
Yeah, we did 2 of them in almost one night.
Yeah,
in one night. So that's the thing. I like a mission. I like you. Like, Lano, we need to go to the party. What are we gonna wear? I'm like, and my brain starts doing my what's it called? Sherlock Holmes Mind Palace. Everything I've ever seen, like any little
narration.
I keep all these random little things, these trinkets and stuff that I can use towards a thing. I walked into the 99-cent store, and then in my brain, I'm building it out. I was like, what can I do for the hat? And I got that and stretch it over. I was like, I probably need 20 for Michael's head.
Halloween.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Halloween.
Are we gonna?
Yeah.
Is this about the?
Yeah, I think this is about the end of the episode. It's probably not the most exciting.
What are you talking? This is awesome. Do you see all these?
No, this is cool. Well, we hope you enjoyed it.
By the way,
we wanted to make it like
this whole set, like Halloween.
We try to really hone it to a kind of one topic, and that is the Halloween or spooky or costumes movies.
You did well.
Yeah. Hopefully we stayed on track for like an actual topic, and we kind of stretched it out as far as we can. We got a little bit of stuff. We know we're all over the place. Hey, tell us if you like our crazy off the wall shit more. You know, well, definitely we want some more feedback. We would love to have people. There is a possible, we're going to discuss with Michael about having a guest on. I know I want one. People are really interested in it. Because I said I only want to do it if it really feels like something. I talked to a friend yesterday who brought up a condition I didn't know he had for a long time called aphasia.
where he can't see pictures in his mind. I thought it was so interesting, and I was like, man, I would like to pick his brain about how does this work or how does that work. Not be able to even visualize anything. He closes his eyes and it's just black, which I thought is pretty trippy.
We can definitely talk about it. I enjoy the back and forth. Obviously, there's going to be guests on this show, but I would rather.
We have a lot of goofy, funny friends that are equally as neurotic or as weird or gross as us.
Let's build a foundation before we're actually having talks on this.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I dig the costumes. Great job. Lano did a really good job.
Appreciate it.
Again, shout out to Lano for everything. You're gonna see like a bunch of stuff up here, and that's all Lano, because I suck at editing.
Yeah, I just love decorating. Just my thing. I just love it. Just love decorating.
But please enjoy yourselves. This is gonna drop on Halloween,
Halloween.
Have a safe and fun Halloween.
Yeah.
Please
for an okay holiday, I hope you had it. But be safe out. Be safe out there, guys. Watch for the needle holes in the candy.
All you freaks that go bump at night.
Eat a bunch of candy. Eat a shit ton of candy. Get diabetes this season. Yeah. Just have a good time. But yeah, be safe out there. You guys have a happy Halloween. We hope you enjoy. And we're going to do the Day of the Dead, the next podcast. And then after that, we're going to do serial. No, I'm just kidding. I want it because I wanted to invest.
Our next one.
I did all this work on this. Yeah, I did the Christmas. Our
Christmas
next
special.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Thanksgiving episode. What we're thankful for and things like that.
I think we're shit.
Yeah. What do I want to do if we do talk about scary? I do want to bring in more. I love talking about movies. You guys can clearly tell. I can go off on tangents about movies.
We were about to end that.
No, I know we're about to say. But here's the thing. I want more feedback. We haven't got any feedback. We have nobody. We have nobody to respond. I'm talking to nobody.
No. There's been a lot of comments below.
Okay,
shout out Cosmoe.
Cosmo,
you are the best.
And shout out to my homie Cosmo, who, if you guys like,
show it up here.
Yeah, you like goosebumps and scary stuff and cool comic things and everything like that. Cosmo is one of the coolest guys ever. It's a bummer he moved away to LA a long time ago. He has his own YouTube channel called The Cosmo Show, and he
Please check it out.
If you guys like costumes, he puts my costumes to shame. He is an avid cosplayer. He can build stuff. He can do all this stuff. He has multiple like Mandalorian outfits, Gambit, all this kind of stuff. He has an awesome fan base already, but he interviews. He's far better than us. He actually gets good questions and gets good stuff, but he interviews people who are in the movie industry who do cosplay and stuff like that. Check him out. He's fantastic. He's one of the person that he actually showed interest in coming out into our show if he's in San Diego. I would love to talk to Cosmo.
Absolutely.
He probably has so many great stories. We could just feed off of him in LA.
Just his channel and everything is well established and
edited great. He's got
his costumes are out of this world.
He got his first autograph the other day too, which I was proud of him. And he didn't. I'm sure he's even got autographs just on the guy. He's a guy you've always known. So here's a little shout out again to Cosmo. When I met Cosmo, I met him down the line, but he was always this guy. He's half black Italian. He dressed like a vampire. Growing up in the streets, dude. Here's a tangent for you guys. I was like, growing up, like we were both kind of around the same age, and I always saw this guy he wore full gauntlets and stuff. And I'm like, that guy's cool. Like he just rocks that outfit. And randomly through another friend, he's like, oh, this is my friend Cosmo. And I was like, dude, I've known you forever, and he is the coolest guy, the sweetest guy ever. One of those people you see him, you can't judge a book by its cover. The coolest, nicest, sweetest guy, and super entertaining. But we would love to have him on. And he said, hey, if you're ever in LA, we'd love to have me on the show and stuff like that. We want to build up this environment of like, a group of people who are, trying to raise ourselves, try to become YouTubers. I thought of it. Are we YouTubers now?
No.
We're not yet? No. Okay, we're not YouTubers because we're trying to get invited to some YouTuber parties.
No,
I do. Remember, I'm trying to feed off this stuff.
He can do it all he wants.
Yeah.
I am am I middle aged? You know what? No, we're ending this.
Yeah,
we've been ending this for the last 10
minutes. No more life stuff. Boo, demon stuff. It's a fire. We're going to put fire right here.
Yeah, fire.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Yeah, burning hell. All right. It's been another hopefully successful wild off the
You beuld put fire down here.
Yeah, I'm going to put fire down here. I'm going to put fire over me and nothing over Michael. Just a little smoke. Yeah, little smoke thing, a little flame on your head. But thank you guys again for watching. Have an awesome Halloween.
Be safe.
And be safe, and we'll catch you next time.